So I work for an amazing Australian artist. His name is Angus MacDonald. He's also my mentor, and he painted Marsha Langdon for this year's Archibald Prize. So I followed him around for 2 years while he completed this painting. So this video is the process of that artwork coming together. So I hope you enjoy.
I do think black is good for her. She's so striking. The black's good because you can just focus on her face and head and neck and everything. Last time I painted in the Archibald with Barus, I did do that from slightly more conventional front-on portrait, but I deliberately did that because I didn't want to tell people what to think. And also I wanted, my idea for his portrait was that people weren't looking at him, he was looking at us. That was my idea. So I wanted this like very strong front-on gaze. She just looks so strong and powerful, and like so beautiful as well. So I need a bit of a distance. 2170 high.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I just want to be Marsha Langdon. Of course, there's nothing wrong with it yet, so it's perfect. Because I haven't made any marks or screwed anything up yet. I wanted to try and do something a little bit different this time, so I'm kind of looking up and away at this kind of this goal, this aspiration that she's been fighting for the last 40 years. And also to capture her as this strong, beautiful woman, which she is. Talking. Can I do two things at the same time? So I'm starting my Archibald painting today. I've kind of drawn in roughly the composition and it's a pretty big painting. And I guess this is the beginning of the kind of journey. Until I've made a mark, everything's perfect. And now it's my chance to start fucking it up. Because painting's really just problem solving from the beginning all the way to the end. So I'm ready to take on all these problems and solve them. But I'm really excited about this picture. Like, she is an amazing person. Physically, she's incredibly strong and beautiful looking woman. So I'm kind of just starting with what I normally do is just get down a kind of neutral mid-tone across the whole picture, just so I can look at all the values, tonal values in the picture, and then I can sort of get into the colour. I hope she likes it. What I normally do is get like Payne's Grey, Raw Upper, mix them up together. Kind of looks a bit warm, kind of looks a bit cool. It's definitely super neutral, which is great, so I can kind of take everything from that neutral mid-tone to wherever I want. Especially with a big picture, if you're working straight into a white canvas, because you know everything's a high value. Like, I love how ephemeral these backgrounds are. This moment in time, you know. The spaces really suit big works and small works, so you know there's been lots of artists who work small that have done really, really superb works in the Archibald. I like the big ones because if they choose them, you don't have to share the wall with anyone. I hope she likes it. What would I do? Well, I wouldn't put it in.
Oh.
Of course I wouldn't.
Painful.
Just go back to the studio with the tail between my legs, wondering where it all went wrong. It's really true that in the process of doing a big complex portrait like this, even though they're not really here during the process, you're just looking at them so much and you're thinking about them so much that you actually get to learn their life and their history, and you do feel like you get this kind of idea of this inner world about that person. Could be delusional. The background's supposed to be background, pulling this person's face out of it. I think it's already getting off on these fumes now. So I'm just blocking in the background. I'm doing this kind of purpley blue sky, mauve, crimson and blue sky. I'm kind of constructing this artificial sky behind her, which I'm going to paint to look artificial, so I'm not going to try and place her in the landscape. I'm just using it as a kind of a prop. And I'm trying to choose some colours that push her out in front of the composition. Get this in really quick and then start thinking about colour and tone, how muted it's going to be. Probably not going to be very bright, but it's going to have a lot of tonal variation in it, so I like painting skies. The air that goes on forever. I was thinking I might just block in a bit of the face, just some basic tones of the face. Her hair is amazing and so striking.
Yes. Your alarm.
Are you hearing that? Yeah. Do you want to do
Are you
it?
going to video me?
Yeah.
Could you give me like a bit of a summing up of what you think so far?
Okay. I think you've got to put more until I think it's really good. I don't think it's good. Ma, she's an amazing woman
Yes.
that lives in Melbourne.
Yeah, what are you going to paint?
I don't know, I've got to think.
Norwegian orange. Nice. What are you going to do a painting on?
I'm just thinking that.
What part are you up to?
Everything. I'm gonna block in Marsha's hair today. She has like the most incredible hair. So there wasn't a MacBook. I don't use any technology. Old school.
That's not what you think it is.
The whole thing is to bring the whole picture up together, so I can see all the values and the colour at the same time.
So, what day is it today? I think it's the 8th. It's the 8th of March today.
It's the 8th of March today.
And the
4
deadline
months till the apocalypse. So the deadline
for this
is the 31st of March.
29th.
I'm not freaking out at all, except for what? It's going to be a very heavy... It's going to be a pretty heavy job. I'm excited about it. I know I'll get it done. Obviously would have loved to have started a bit earlier, but I can kind of see already where I'm going with it, and I've got lots of photographic references, but photography's not really, it's a reference and it's helpful. But in terms of kind of digging down and seeing who she is really, and the nature of her, I mean, I've got to kind of find that, and the photography's just, I guess, one resource. It's always this point in the process where you just leave all the photography behind. Painting reaches a stage where it kind of just jumps out at you and you kind of get it. So amazing. And sometimes when that happens and you complete the work, you go back and look at the photographic references that you had and they look so different to what you've got. But what you've got is really the thing that's hit the target. It happens all the time. It's very bizarre.
What did you just say?
I think I'm going to be completely insane by the end of March. So, could you cut me some slack? Close my mouth. Because I noticed I was painting with my mouth open like a fish.
Use your concentration face.
Something could have flown into it. I'm painting Marsha's hair, and I normally would probably kind of bring the whole thing up at the same time. I'm getting lost in all this mountains of amazing hair. The longer I'm looking at it, I'm starting to see every single hair. I think that's going to set up the whole picture. I've been working hard on it all week, but I'm working on another project at the same time. My first feature film. So I just thought I'd do my Archibald portrait and my first feature film and have the same deadline, which was really, really good strategic planning on my part. So I've basically blocked in the background, and I've done it so it's with liquid so that it's dries fast and it's kind of got a nice deep sheen. And then I've kind of set up the hair as well now. And today I'm going to block in the face. So I got the background in yesterday. Everything's careering down the hill at high speed and I can't control the vehicle. I'm just going to hang out with Marsha for the next week and see if we can get something done together. So I'm just blocking in the rest of the face, and then I can start painting up, which will be great. But I kind of still feel like this is sort of more the drawing stage than the painting stage. You're really looking closely at her face, and it really helps you. You see so much and understand so much more about how she's put together and the way her facial expressions work. So it's kind of a process of like looking and kind of understanding more about how it all works. So. But I haven't got time to look for too long.
So what's going on?
So I'm still working on Marsha. I'm loving it. Kind of cleared the decks and I've just really had my head in it all the time. The deadline for the Archibald is coming. It's actually it was yesterday. And I didn't get it done in time. So I'm going to submit it for next year, keep working on it. I mean, the thing about these pictures is, I guess I need a certain amount of time to realise them. And I was running short of time I guess I was under pressure from the beginning. I maybe could have banged it into some sort of presentable shape and submitted it, but the thing about it is once you're working on a picture like this, and particularly with this one, which I'm loving so much, I don't really think about the deadlines anymore, and they take time. At some point, I just kind of knew that I probably wasn't going to make it, but it didn't really matter. I did say that I was going to play Marsha Langton for the Archibald, but I didn't say which year. I've done a lot of portraits over the years since I've been an artist, but I have to honestly say that having this opportunity to paint someone as inspirational as Marsha Langton, someone who's had such an incredible life, someone who's been involved for possibly almost 50 years now in trying to, break the injustice and disadvantage for First Nations people, to eradicate racism from Australian society. For me to be able to work on this portrait of her and try and bring her to life in that way and kind of let people see the portrait and then become interested in finding out more about Marsha and more about Indigenous recognition, that's probably the most exciting picture I've ever done in so many ways. So the pressure's on. I'm going to make a beautiful painting.
Hello. How are you feeling?
I feel good. No, I do actually, I'm just joking. Got a few months until submission date for the Archibald, and I think, well, you know, Michelangelo took 7 years to paint the Sistine ceiling, so really, it's not that long. But I actually learned a lot of things by putting it down for a while and coming back, just some things that I didn't quite get right, some things about tone and colour and some of the drawing. So actually it's been really interesting. I'm just kind of winding up now and getting back into that rhythm of painting it. And I actually am really excited about this work, and I feel like this portrait of Marsha is something special.
You feel it hinged?
No, I don't feel hinged. Yeah, if I lost the hinge.
You've lost the door altogether.
When the door came off, the hinge went down some sort of drain or something. So now the door's just sitting at this weird angle that you can't even open it. I don't understand it, no. That's that. Sometimes I wonder if I actually did anything.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well. I hope it looks better than it did.
T-minus 3 days. Is it 3?
3 days. 3 days and counting. 3 long days. Just trying to get all the lights into Marsha's face. All this hair is what was already done. In the home stretch.
T-minus 1 day. Today's the last day.
Yes, I think I've got it now.
Yeah, we're good. How do you feel?
I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's kind of where I want it to be. Yeah. 98% Marsha.
You've been painting for
Quite a long time.
13 hours today.
Yeah. Ta-da! It's about 10:40. The painting is finished. When is something ever finished? But it's finished. I'm good with it. Yeah, so it's done. Painted it in a different way with a lot more detail than I normally do. I didn't do an underpainting for this one. That probably would have been a good idea. I've had my head in this painting for quite a long time. I know every little square millimetre off my heart. Yeah, I guess I was putting all my energy into trying to isolate areas that I didn't feel were resolved well enough that would be a distraction for the viewer, because you don't really want the viewer to be thinking about some detail or some area of the picture that doesn't quite make sense to them. You want them just to be absorbing the whole thing, so making sure there aren't any things that really jump out is a pretty important part of resolving it, you know, every major painting.
Bye.
I'm gonna go drop off a couple of paintings to the art gallery.
Bye.
Bye.
What do you think? That's classic Angus.
Yes. I just thought of something foul.
Oh.
How's it going?
Good. How are you going?
Good. It's so nice that you're on this side after all the months of being on the other side and provoking me and asking me questions and like, putting me on the spot.
Putting the camera in your face all the time.
You've done a great job.
Thank you. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I'm really happy with the painting. Yeah, it was a real mission. I kind of painted it in a different way to other portraits I've done before. I tried to do it like kind of more micro. Overall, yeah, I think it's a strong picture. I'm pretty proud of it. I loved the process of doing it, and Marsha likes it.
Yeah,
which is
that's
the most important thing because I respect her so much, and also she's quite formidable. So for her not to like it would be a bit of a downer.
So through filming, you mentioned that this may be one of the best artworks you've ever done. This was about halfway through the portrait when you just missed out on the first deadline.
Oh yeah.
So you missed out on the first deadline, and then you were saying it's better to just take my time with this because this could be one of your best.
Yeah. Maybe I was just being delusional like that.
Maybe.
No, I do actually think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel it.
And yeah, I do. I feel like it's the strongest portrait I've done.
Yeah. Wow.
Technically, I like the setup, but I just feel technically it's definitely the most alive.
Yeah.
It kind of vibrates. Maybe that's to do a little bit with Marsha. I mean, she's striking. And it's really encouraging for me to think that I'm still doing pictures after all this time that I think are the strongest in any particular area. I mean, that's kind of encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten how to do it completely. Of course, you can't assume you're going to be selected.
No.
And you have to be grateful when you are. And the whole point of doing a picture like this with Marsha is to share her story with the public. And so getting selected means it's up there on the wall. And there are a lot of really great pictures this year. Some of them by friends of mine, old friends of mine. There was a picture of me by Moz. That was just amazing. And a lot of really amazing pictures. And of course, the picture that won was the superb portrait that my good friend Laura Jones did of Tim Winton. And that was very emotional.
It was very emotional.
Yeah.
Very special.
And everyone in the room was so happy for her. It was really wonderful. And thanks for all your support.
Yeah.
It's so great having Carly in here, honestly. I mean, she does everything.
Well,
if only I could get her to paint everything for me. I could just sit here like twiddling my thumbs and going, come on.
Wondering when it's going to be done.
Deadline for the show's coming.
Well, yeah, it was great to see it come together, and it was a whole journey. I don't think anyone really understands how your portraits are.
Nobody understands me.
No one understands.
I'm so misunderstood.
It's like a tortured artist. No one understands how they're built up, but it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing that I get to do that.
Yeah.
That's my occupation.
Yeah. Well done. It's exciting.
Thanks, Carly. Thank you.
Yeah. Till next year.
Yeah. Oh God.
Cheers. You do a biannual.
Let's not think about that yet.
You can do a biannual.
Oh yeah. Well, I might try and get it done earlier next time.